So what did you have?
Your daddy told him not to write. If it's all right if we're coming out there Sunday, all of us.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's all right with him, he don't have to answer.
What time are we going out there?
I don't know. I think not too late, early. It'll be early in the beginning of the afternoon, I think. I don't know for sure. I asked your daddy, why don't you ask him? About 1 o'clock, I imagine, or before that.
Have you been out there before?
I never have been out there yet to this new place. This is a new place where he's living now, Santana.
How old is Uncle Tom?
Huh?
How old is Uncle Tom?
Uncle Tom is about 47 now. 47. I think he's what your mother would be, should rest in peace. She's dead on past 2 years now, isn't it?
Why not?
She would be, there was 5 years difference between them. He's about 47. I think that's it. Oh, he'll be 47 in April. His birthday's in April. Like mine is in April, too.
April, what's the date of your birthday?
Mine is the 15th, his is the 11th.
15th of April?
Uh-huh. And his
What year were you born?
I born, yeah, I'm 70, going to be 78.
What year?
God willing. 1886.
Who was president then?
I remember McKinley. I remember Coolidge. I remember Truman, Eisenhower. I remember so many presidents. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and that their Rough Rider Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. I don't know who was president when I was born, but I couldn't tell you.
Who was your favorite president?
Huh?
Who was your favorite president?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He really was. I voted for him every time he was elected. He was elected 4 times. You know, I went over and shook his hand.
Where?
He stopped at our block, right on the corner. I don't even remember what street it was on. He stopped right at the corner there, and everybody ran over, and I ran over and shook hands with him, too.
In New York?
Yeah. Oh, he was a wonderful man. You heard about him.
Oh, sure.
And what year was he president?
1932.
19 something. Yeah, you're right.
1945.
Yeah. Look at that, 4/8/12, and he died on the first year that he became president the first
13
time.
years.
Yeah, 13 years. Oh, he was so friendly and nice. So was his wife, wonderful woman. You know, they say she made him what he was. Did you read that? She was a brilliant woman.
How many brothers did you have?
Julius. I had a brother, Fannie, that was very sick, and he died right after his He was a little over 13 years old. He had a bad heart. I had a brother, Frank. Julius lived till he was about 42, not any older. And he had a bad heart after a while, you know. He even went with a girl and never got married. Went with her many years. Let's see who else. Fannie, Julius, Frank.
Where were your parents from?
They came from England, but they weren't, they went to England from, don't ask me, Poland.
They were from Poland originally?
Yeah. Yeah. But they came here. I was born here. And Ray was born in England. My sister Ray.
Where was Gussie
Oh, you
born?
know it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where was Gussie born?
Gussie was born in New York.
The Ray was born in England. Huh?
She was born in England, yeah. I don't know. My father had a factory in England. A shoe factory.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What year did you get married in?
I couldn't tell you.
Don't remember?
I must have it written down somewhere. I got a lot of things written down. You know, I got it in a drawer in my bedroom. I got an awful lot of things. You know, I got things written down from a long time ago when I worked at the quartermasters. That was some job. That was a wonderful job. I had to pass civil service for that job. That was during the war. That was when Franklin was president yet, I think. Well, he was living yet. I think I'm right. I'm going to look it up. Miss you.
What?
I miss you. That's what I said.
Well, you know I come when I can.
I know. But you haven't been over for quite a while. And I got all the things you like. Your daddy buys it and it's there in the refrigerator. You know, we don't even defrost that refrigerator. And it looks like it needs defrosting to me, and your daddy said not to defrost it. So April 4th, Big Cow. And who else is on April 4th? I know, Stephen.
Who is it?
Yeah. She's in June. I remember them all. He's in September, isn't he?
Not anymore.
September 20th.
September 20th.
Okay?
And your sister's September 22nd.
Okay, not anymore, okay?
Uncle Sonny is April 11th.
What,
Your
Miss
daddy is
Jefferson?
November. You know, I'm going to start giving everybody God willing, and if I live,
Oh.
Christmas, like I used to years back, everybody for Christmas gifts. Everybody was so nice to me this year, I got to reciprocate.
Find out. Sonny, you're not the baby anymore, right? Remember I'm the baby?
When is Danny? Oh, Danny's birthday is in October, I think. And hers is in November, Jean's.
Okay. Boy.
You know, and I got to buy Mrs. Garber a gift, too. She brought me another gift again. A silk apron. Pretty one.
The girls don't do that.
Did I tell you I met him the other day and he looked so well dressed up I didn't recognize him? And then I pat him on the shoulder. I said, oh, I'm lucky starting to recognize you. He had a hat on and a jacket on. I didn't even recognize him.
Where did you see him?
Not far from where we live, you know, a couple blocks away. He was going to work and it was quite late already. He told me he had to be in at 10:30. And this was after 11. I told him, you better hurry along, you're late.
We need to walk the bag.
He's not such an old man, is he? You know, my sister Rael, well, she is 79 already.
He's 2 years older than you?
No, just a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Her birthday is in November, too. She was 79 in November. Am I right?
She never got married, huh?
Yes, she did. She was married. But she was unhappy. And she left him.
How long was she married?
Not too long. She married a man with children. And she didn't listen to nobody. She was told not to do it, but she did it anyhow. And
How long ago? How old was she, though?
she was no youngster anymore. I really don't remember when.
She married somebody with children?
A man with children, yeah. And she was very, very unhappy. But she left him after a while. She even had an abortion.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She went to the doctor and had an abortion.
Well, Gussie never got married, huh?
No, never. She died quite young, too. I think she was in her 40s, too.
I remember that.
You remember her? Yeah. She was nice. She lived with Ray and she was so unhappy. Wasn't even funny. You know, when I went on vacation there the last time, I stayed with her for a while, and I bought all the food in that house, yet she asked me for money. She comes here, nobody ever asked her for money. When I got real angry at her, I used to do all the cleaning and everything.
She asked you for
And
money.
every bit of food. And she asked me for money. I said, did I ever ask you for money? Did we ever ask you for money? So she shut up and didn't ask me again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm telling you now, I didn't tell anybody. I was so shocked. I don't deny she did buy a lot of food. But she asked me to pay it for it. And I bought her every bit of food and cleaned up that whole house every day, the entire time that I was there.
Is that when you flew back?
Huh?
Is that when you flew back?
When I what?
Flew back on the airplane?
I flew there, I didn't fly back. I think you were at the airport when I flew there. I think you were about 6, 7 years ago, isn't it? I think it's that long. You know, an aunt of mine was living, she was 93 years old at the time.
How old?
93, my mother's only sister that was living, and she was 93, and she looked so nice and well. When I got home shortly after her, she died all of a sudden.
What was her name?
Becky,
Oh, yeah.
you heard about her too. She died so suddenly, I was shocked. And I went to visit. I was very friendly with her oldest daughter. We were big, good friends, like friends, you know, for years and years. And when I went there, she invited me to dinner and all. This same daughter. You know, when I think of all those things, I feel like crying. I'm not kidding. You know, things happen so suddenly, you know. It's the God above. Oh, this aunt of mine is so nice.
Where did she live?
In New York, somewhere downtown New York. Her husband was much older than her, but he died just a short time before her. Yeah. I think I showed you a picture of my father, didn't you? See her picture?
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma, too?
Mm-hmm.
She's a nice lady. She used to like to read a lot. Wonderful the way she used to sit and read.
This was your parents.
Yeah. Especially my mother.
Do you remember anything about your grandparents?
Oh, it's way back. My grandfather lived till about 86 years. I can remember that, and he wore a beard. You know, that time, people used to wear a lot of beards, a lot of men.
Do you remember where they lived?
In New York City, too. I can't tell you what street or anything, I don't remember. Maybe I got it written down somewhere, I don't know.
So they came over too, from England?
No, they came from Europe somewhere.
Oh, and they met your parents over here?
My grandparents from my mother's side? No. What are you talking about?
Well, I thought that your parents came from England.
Yes, they did. But they weren't born in England. I told you that before.
Yeah. But if your parents came from England, where did their parents come from?
Russia somewhere, I don't know. I really don't know.
Now, look where we'll go. Wonderful.
I just can remember my grandfather. And then I didn't have a real grandmother. She was his second wife. She was a stepmother. And my mother had stepsisters. You know. They weren't her real sisters.
Do you remember what your mother's maiden name was?
Busky? No, wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. They were related. My father was my mother's uncle. That's right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. The name was Busky.
Her name was Busky, too.
That's right.
His name was Busky.
That's right.
They went someplace.
They were related, all right. They were told not to get married. They say it's no good to get married so close, you know.
Yeah.
That's why my brother Frank was a cripple. He was born that way. He was operated on and all. That was a serious operation. And he was all right afterwards. But they say when close relationship like that marry, somebody's always born crippled or something. You shouldn't do it.
Well, they stayed married, though, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Well, how many sisters did you have?
I had Minnie and Grady and Ray and myself. That's 4. My mother had about 11 children.
You had 11?
Yeah. I told you this brother was sick with a bad heart, and then Julius was sick with a bad heart too. But he lived till he was 42.
Well, how many children did you have?
Me, I had 4.
4?
But one was stillborn. Had to kill it to save my life. Some people have children easier, but I didn't.
Did you have a hard time with all of them?
I think so. I don't remember anymore. You know, they asked the family, I can remember hearing it, whether they should kill the child and save the mother, what they should do, and everybody yelled out, save the mother.